Welcome to the 54th episode of ML Backstage. My name is Mars Luna.
And I'm Ethan.
And we're introducing this podcast straight from the sixth dimension. This is a music commentary podcast hosted by Joshua Luna, and Kainalu Kamai is back. Holokaiki Toves said he gets off at work at 11:50 p.m. Atlanta time, and that drive home is pretty wicked, so he's sitting this one out. Anyway, Final Voyage is live, and today is release day for the acoustic version of Together Forever, so it's a celebration today. Earthlings, grab your popcorn and let's get started. Back to planet Earth we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 54 of the ML Backstage podcast. My name is Joshua Luna. Oh, man, I'm about to sneeze. And today is actually release day. We're celebrating Mars Luna's release of Together Forever, the acoustic version or part of the Final Voyage Fallout. I'm here with one of my co-hosts today, Kainalu Kamai, who just got off work to hop on today. Ra, how you doing? How was the
I'm
Laia
doing
run?
just like good thing not too much traffic.
Mm. How long does it take to get from Waiwa to Laia?
Give or take around 40 minutes, 45.
Sheesh.
And then coming back is even longer if there's traffic.
Oh man. I appreciate you being here today. I know it's like 5:17, almost close to grind time. But
Yeah.
for those who are new here, this is the ML Backstage podcast, where I go behind the scenes with my best friends, Kainalu Kamai, and our other best friend, Holokaiki Toves, who is stuck at work with his baby mama coworkers at the Atlanta airport. But since he's not on this podcast today, we're gonna dig a little deeper into the song Together Forever, which is about him. But and he knows this. But yeah, I'm gonna get back on track. But yeah, so ML Backstage Podcast is basically a behind the scenes look at my music project, Mars Luna, and we go over the behind the scenes stories of some of these songs, EPs, albums that I've made, and we just came off of Mars Luna's last album, Final Voyage, last month, and we're initiating the follow-up process with the acoustic version of Together Forever. Um, every release that I've done, I usually have like extended cuts of songs that like alternate versions of songs that were already out or were part of the project. And I started this during Lost in Space because I wanted some of the songs to be on the radio, and I created a radio edit for my song The Villain 6 years ago that ended up playing at the Vegas Golden Knights game. And I decided to do extended cuts for basically every song from a Mars Luna album. So today we're focusing on Together Forever, and it is release day. So I'm really excited to have my brother here with me. Uh, so Nalo, have you had a chance to listen to Final Voyage yet?
No, but now I have a reason to listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought you did. You told me about See the Stars though.
I think I remember hearing, yeah.
Yeah, because we had the Zoom conversation with Scotty.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe that was 4 years ago.
Oh, it's like I
Eh,
feel like
eh,
it wasn't that long.
It doesn't feel like it's that long ago, but time flies by when you're having fun.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And and yeah, it was a song of So See the Stars. That last convo that I added, we were talking about a girl that I was kind of like interested in on and off, and I just found out that she actually has a boyfriend now. So
Wow.
so shout out to her. You know what I'm saying?
It's
I
cool.
found out on Instagram she didn't post for like 2 years, and then And I looked at the picture and I was like, I'm not even mad. The boy kind of looks like you anyway, so I'm not even tripping. But yeah, Final Voyage. Wow, it doesn't feel very long. I'm still trying to process the fallout side of things and thinking about like this shedding skin of Mars Luna, so to speak. And speaking of the speaking of Final Voyage, I just had an interview that I did in July drop today in honor of Final Voyage and Together Forever, talking about a retrospective look at Mars Luna and this journey that I've been on for the past 9 years and reflecting on it and just doing a retrospective look and looking forward into what the future might look like. You know what I'm saying? And I will attach the link to the interview in the show notes. And there's a lot going on, so forgive me if I'm a little flustered. But yeah, Final Voyage, 1 month, and just continue to stream it and continue to run it because even though Mars Luna is reaching its conclusion, all the body of work will be up forever. So continue checking that out. Appreciate everybody listening to it. And yeah, let's go over Together Forever, the song breakdown, because Together Forever was written right after Roller Coaster. So on Final Voyage, Together Forever is track number 4, and Roller Coaster was track number 5. But Together Forever was written after Roller Coaster. It was around summer 2019, again, the wicked summer where Nalu was in in deployment at the time, right? Were you in deployment?
2019-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I'm trying to look back because time is flying by super fast. But that was basically the summer where Holo and I did a bunch of adventures together, and he was, Holo was talking to this girl. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go back further, you can check the roller coaster episode and the last Final Voyage episode that I did with Holo. You can check those out. But basically, Holo was talking on and off with this girl that he met online. He wanted to shoot photos with her, and basically, Holo couldn't see past the infatuation point, and he told this girl to describe herself in 3 words, and she said that she was dangerous, risky, and a liability. Off rip, that is completely out of pocket. But you know what I'm saying? And Holo was he was really down at that point, and I kind of had to, talk some sense into him back in August 2019. And how did Holo try to move forward with that? Well, he tried to look for a rebound. He tried to look for a rebound. And basically, before I go into that, I just thought of this. Nalu, what do you think of bro code?
Ooh, it goes a lot of different ways, depending on the context and time and place. But mostly, it is a honored tradition where you'd respect your other guy friend or whoever it is, and not to go past any boundaries or things that may seem extreme or dangerous, or that would end up making you or him or whoever else is part of the guy friends get into some kind of situation you don't want to be in. Something like that along the way.
I feel like that's a spot on definition of bro code, because basically what happened was, and what inspired Together Forever was, Holo was dead set on finding a rebound. And and Holo and I had talked about this beforehand. He was a really good sport about it now, and we just laugh about it. But you know, Holo Holo and I, during the summer of 2019, when he was still trying to get over this the roller coaster girl, he did a bunch of photo shoots throughout the summer of 2019, just for like little projects and stuff that he did. And one of the photo shoots that we did was with our mutual friend. I will not address her name. And Scott had the biggest crush on her back in high school. So, and she knows this. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her one time. We'll for the sake of it, we'll call her number 7. We'll call it number 7. All of us want to talk
So
about.
bad.
It's so terrible. But you know, she's a mutual friend of ours. You know, she starred in the How Can I Live Without You music video. You can check that out for context. I'll try to find some footage from the photo adventure that Holo and I did with her back in 2019 when she visited home for the summer. And basically, Holo, some months passed between July and I went back to Vegas at that point. Holo was really set on making our mutual friend, you know, his girl, you know what I'm saying? And then I knew that she didn't see him or me or Kainalu or Scotty in that way, right? Like, she saw all of us as just friends, basically. But what happens when you're in a zone is that, like, you know, what he didn't see at the time was I was just looking out. You know what I'm saying? Because Holo was already heartbroken during the summer. And I knew that he was probably, if he did make a move, which, you know, shout out to him, because I would have never done that. And, you know, he would have gotten his heart broken again. And he was going through all these, like, lengths to make, he wanted to turn vegan because he wanted to be with her, basically. And then the movie that he watched was, I looked it up, it's called The Game Changers. Have you heard that movie before, Nalu?
Who is in that movie? It might be familiar.
The Game Changers, who is in this movie? It was an athlete. It was a tennis athlete.
Oh.
It was basically like his journey of him going vegan or something like that. And you know, it inspired him. Holo shout out to Holo, because he committed to going vegan for an entire year.
Remember that?
That was something, wasn't it? And then The Game Changers was a movie about an independent film. It was exploring the health benefits of, you know, plant-based diets. And then they used this tennis athlete as an example throughout the film. I'm just looking it up right now as I'm talking about it, but because I try to remember the movie. But basically, you know, I forgot what Holo said to me, and then I guess, like, the tone that I you know, the way I came across in my text, I guess he thought that, you know what I'm saying, that I was trying to violate bro code, which is why I brought up the bro code thing earlier. And I had to clear it, and then basically I cleared it up and saying that I wasn't. I was just looking out, because I didn't want him to get heartbroken again and go and descend further into, you know what I'm saying, rock bottom. So, you know, we cleared it up. It's all good. And basically, Together Forever, Holo is the protagonist of this song, and I am the villain. So there's a line in Together Forever, or a couple of lines in Together Forever, where it says, "They say you're out of my league, but I don't play no games." I am they. In this song, I am they. And I'm singing this song from Holo's point of view, basically. So it was gonna like even if they say that, oh, this girl number 7 is out of my league, no, I'm gonna make her mine anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, I would have never done that, but shout out to him. Like it took a lot of courage to do that, and that's basically what the story was. It was basically right after Roller Coaster. Like I've said numerous podcast episodes, summer 2019 was wicked.
Yep.
So I'm glad we're all past that now. I'm glad we can laugh at it now, and we can move forward. And you know, and now we're all enjoying our single lives to various degrees. So for those who may have seen or listened to any Mars Luna song over the past 9 years or so, I've written a lot of songs about my friends. So I've written numerous songs about Kainalu over
Hmm.
here. I've written numerous songs about Holo, and they've been G's about this. You know what I'm saying? They have they've taken it really well in the sense of like I've written probably at least 5 songs about each of their like situationships or whatnot. Mostly because I haven't been able to find anybody of my own. Uh, and and also now that I think about it, Nalu might be in a situationship again. How's SB?
You know what's funny? She was actually in Seattle for a work trip,
Mm.
and I'm going to Seattle Monday.
Are you sure? Wait, how long is she there? How
Yeah.
long is she there for?
Oh, she just came back already.
Oh, she just came back. Oh,
She
that's
was there for
funny.
like maybe like I don't know, maybe half a week.
No, that is funny.
Yeah,
That is that.
she's busy with her job, so she hasn't been able to come out and DJ anything.
Mm, mm. I had to bring that up because I just remembered it. So yeah, there's that. But I've a lot of my love songs that I've written were about my friends. I get asked all the time, like, "Oh, who is this girl about? Which girl are you writing about?" Oh, it's about my friends. I always have to relay that. Like it's my friends. So it's not about me. I haven't really written a whole, I maybe have written like 5 songs about girls that I've liked, but majority of the greater Mars Luna songs, like a Rocket Science, a Roller Coaster, These Damn Feelings, you know what I'm saying? Like they're all, take it slow. They are all based off of my friends. So to those who to those of you who like my love songs, shout out to the homies, you know what I'm saying? Who were it's like that. Um before I go into the question, the meat of this episode, I'm gonna take a little quick sponsor plug, unofficial sponsor plug, and say that this month's Celsius drink is the Galaxy Vibe, which is another.
Ooh, Galaxy.
It's a strawberry watermelon flavor. You know what I'm saying? I usually drink a lot of these Celsius during these podcasts or whenever I do Mars Luna shows because I need the energy and I need to get into that mode. So Celsius provides, you know what I'm saying, essential energy, accelerates metabolism, burns body fat. If you're looking for a quick pre-workout, Celsius is the thing for you. Or if you're trying to get into Nalumun energy, you can you can drink some Bang, or you can, you know what I'm saying, drink some soju if you're into Korean culture. But in all seriousness though, uh you can cop your Celsius at, any grocery store, Target, Walmart, Smith's, Kroger, wherever really. So this month's flavor is Galaxy Vibe. I don't know if this was ever the flavor of the month, uh, but yeah, cop yourself one. Cheers. Okay. So the meat of every ML Backstage podcast episode centers around a question, whether it's a philosophical question, whether it's a fun question, whether it's a general question that relates to uh, the song that we're covering, the EP that we're covering, the album that we're covering. I try to find a theme that's associated with the topic that we're talking about. So one of the lines from Together Forever that's like the central theme is I don't mind risking it all. And I think about I think about this quite often nowadays, especially when we go through transitions and when we're thinking of things that should I do this? Should I not do this? You know what I'm saying? Is it wise to go through with this? I'm talking about calculated risks. So, Nalu, what does a calculated risk look like to you?
God, I made too many of those in my life. Real talk.
Calculated risks or just straight sending it? Because there's a difference.
Well, depending on what the event, mood, or it is, it's probably going to be straight sender. But if it's calculated risk, then it, from my personal experience, it probably has to deal more with, I mean, like financial
Mm,
decisions and probably choosing to do something. Gosh, yeah, there's so many things I probably have done that's considered calculated risk, but I
what
still
is
made
the
it.
I'll have a say. I have a question. So you're not in the military anymore, right?
That's correct.
So you were in the military for
Yeah,
12 years.
yeah, let's say 12 years.
So basically after we graduated high school then basically.
Pretty
Um
much. Yep.
do do you say would you say that leaving the military
Hmm.
is a calculated risk for you?
Ooh. Technically, it could be in a way, only because I've been in so long. I could have stayed in a little bit longer, maybe like 6 more, 8 more years, and then make the 20 to get the retirement
Hmm.
on that side, and also probably still have somewhat of an extra income, and maybe might even get to travel a little bit more. But
Hmm.
that's that was my decision to just say, yeah, I'm time to hang up the coat.
Hmm. What was there a significant driving point in leaving the military, or did you just think that it was time? Or did you have
I
to
think
think
it
to
was, yeah, I think it was just time that I've been in so long, and there was so many other things I still wanted to do with my life that I wanted to bring back and then kind
Mhm.
of enjoy, which somehow DJing made a comeback after I got out, which kind of coincidentally worked out in a way.
Hey, shout out to Stranded Pineapple one time, you know what I'm saying? I think you've done the most amount of like musical related like performances and things out of all of us, I think. So that's
Mm.
so good for you. Um, and also because I just remember this. A lot of things are just coming to my mind right now, but you said that you you did a road test, right?
Oh
For
yeah, yeah, for the job I'm trying to apply for.
yeah, what was the what's the update on that?
So
Because
I actually have to go get my driver's abstract. So I got the wrong thing. They gave me a driver's record history, but as soon as I get the apps, yeah, I don't know why I asked them for the abstract, and then I thought they gave it to me, and then I gave it to my mom's friend who works at the was the bus driver there. He's like, "Oh no,
Hmm.
wait, you're supposed to get the abstract. This is the driver's history." Like, what? This is what they gave me, and so I got to go back and get the abstract. But as soon as I get that in, they'll supposedly they want to just hire me right there.
Yeah, there we go.
So
And would you would you leave Ace in order to in or would that just be supplemental income in addition
it
to
would
what you do at Ace?
it would actually be a good thing if I leave Ace because there's more growth there,
Hmm.
and pay raise is a little bit better there in a way. And at the same time, I have more chances to meet more people, especially because it's more the Japanese tourism side.
Yeah.
I can kind of interact with more people and expand businesses or anything that I know of, or like my photography or DJing, or who knows, I might meet somebody from Japan that might help me with something that I never needed to know I needed help with in my life. You never know.
You know
Those kind of
how
things.
how or how to right or how to effectively communicate with SBA better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that too. How to do it the Japanese way. Hmm.
And shout out to calculated risks, man. Yeah, no, for sure. I think a calculated risks for me, like usually ventures to, you know, like it's more of a process, right? Like you're thinking of making a big move or whatever. When you like you mentioned, okay, leaving the military, like that might have been, that might have been some kind of 30% chance of a calculated risk for you,
Hmm.
right? Or thinking of, say, hypothetically, going back to school if you haven't been in school in a long time, whether it's to get your bachelor's degree, finish that up, or getting your master's or doctorate, like those are all calculated risks. um I think when you're processing big moves, um you can't really doubt yourself when you make decisions that affect your life in such a tremendous way. um I think like like putting a bow on the Mars Luna thing, I wouldn't say that's a calculated risk because I've already processed this move for a couple years now. But I will say that starting from scratch again is a calculated risk, if you're especially with considering, you might alienate some people along the way, or um or getting or moving to a new state. Like that may be a calculated risk because, like you said, Nalu, you have to consider the finances, you got to consider the logistics
Mhm.
and all those kind of things. Or um I would say I've been in Vegas for 11 and a half years. Next year will be 12.
Yeah.
And you left, like Nalu, you left the military at your 12-year mark, right? And I'm in a space right now where I'm not like I'm not sure what my foundation looks like at the moment because a lot of things in my life are ending. But like Holo says all the time, like with every ending, there's always a new beginning, and things
Mhm.
have to end in order for new water to spring through. You know what I'm saying? Um, and if things dry up, um, hypothetically, shout out to Vegas for being being super dry out here. If things dry up, and if you realize there's no real room for growth, then you have to take calculated risks in order to um make sure that you're continuing to grow, or you're continuing to um or continue to be in a place where you can thrive. Um because there's no worse feeling than being stagnant. And I feel like when you're in those situations, you kind of have to weigh the pros and cons of everything, and not get in your head and move. And that's a message that I have to preach to myself because, you know, I'm I have to thread the needle very carefully now. So That's kind of where we at. And and I would also say moving to Vegas was not a calculated risk for me. It was something I
Yeah.
knew of. It was something I already had a place to stay. I already had um I already knew what I was going to do at least for the first 4 years. And in, and I knew it like I knew since I was 5 years old that I was going to be here. I just didn't know how that would look like, but you know, shout out to my parents you know, for wanting to move here back in 1998. So, there we go. And I've been here for 12 years. Vegas has been cool. Um, once again, I was kind of all over the place this episode, but thank you so much for listening and watching this episode. Thank you to Kainalu for being here and for taking the time out of your work schedule today. I want to cover some upcoming music updates, and just because Mars Luna's last album, Final Voyage, just dropped, it doesn't mean that we're stopping just yet because I'm following the schedule. If you've seen me on Instagram, like I posted a 2025 schedule of all the releases um, that I planned for. I'm basically clearing out the hard drive at this point. I'm dropping freebies the remainder of the year, and Together Forever acoustic version is one of those freebies. And basically, yeah. I have another freebie dropping next month from as another part of the Final Voyage Fallout. The full version of my outro, Other Side. It contemplates a different ending per se, an alternate ending. And I have a performance next week for this networking event called The Black Agenda. Shout out to Yetta, who is the bartender at Ninja Karaoke, where I did um, Final Voyage show no, not last month, July, I think. Yeah, back in July. And so I got a performance there. If you're in town, uh, in Vegas, it's going to be at Dragon Gate. Hope to see you there. And I think that's it regarding to other updates. Nalu, where can people follow you on
Uh,
social media, websites, all that kind of stuff?
you can follow my crazy Friday night life adventures. No, I'm just kidding. But you can follow me on my Instagram, my main page, or for photography at Nalumon Photography. But yes, every Friday I'm either DJing or somewhere at a nightclub.
Nalu Go Home Challenge.
That oh
Difficult,
yeah,
difficulty
difficult challenge. Yeah.
impossible.
Hey, 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. I'm always there.
This man is never home.
I don't think, yeah, just for the weekends only.
Just for the weekends. It's crazy work. Yeah, you can follow Kainalu at Naluman Photography on Instagram or on TikTok, or if you're into K-pop at Hawaiian Oppa, you know what I'm saying? And you can follow me at Luna B Joshua on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and you can follow all the Mars Luna stuff at It's Mars Luna on Instagram, Twitter. I don't even use Twitter really like that. TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff. I'm mostly still on Instagram and TikTok, but yeah, um, that's where you can follow. Stream Final Voyage, stream Together Forever. Um, Take a look at the interview that I did yeah, with Bold Journey that dropped today. So, and yeah, happy release day to Together Forever. This is our celebration release day. So yeah, as Marzuna likes to say, embrace your odyssey and embrace the strange. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Hey,
yeah, 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 yeah,
manifesting
yeah.
good wealth for everybody. Manifesting good
Yes,
wealth.
sir.
Oh wait, you can't even see it.
No.
Okay,
Oh,
good wealth. There you
oh,
go.
okay, okay,
Everybody gets
okay,
something. I
flex.
hope everybody gets
Okay,
something.
flex. Flexing the $100 bills if you're watching on YouTube.
Manifesting new Mars lunar
Oh,
music. No.
oh my God. All right.
I know Joshua was watching the Aces game, but they were up by 35 and they won their 15th game in a row, so I wouldn't worry about them. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the ML Backstage podcast. If you like what you heard, follow us on Spotify and subscribe to us on Apple and YouTube at ML Backstage. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and TikTok at It's Mars Luna. You can find all my music on Spotify and Apple Music and on my website at itsmarsluna.com. Stream the acoustic version of Together Forever and Final Voyage on all of the streaming platforms. The Final Voyage Fallout is here, and stay tuned for the next episode where we dig deeper into the full song of my outro, Other Side.